Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for you. And know that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed, flip it, switch it, twist it. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Never force anything. Take what you need, leave the rest. You know the drill. Now, if you want to win a free psychic reading with me, you need to do three things. You need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the day in the comment bar. Word of the day is the genius. You can write just genius, okay? Genius, when we're talking about the genius, we're talking about the creative genius that's inside of us. That's the spirit part of self, the supernatural part of self. Again, so you're going to write that word in your comment bar. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word genius in your comment bar. Again, you'll know if I chose you, if I wrote the word winner underneath your comment. If I did, then you can either write underneath that comment times and days that you're available, or you can reach out to me at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com, and you can let me know the days and times that you're available. And hopefully one of those days and times I will be able to make work. And if I can't, we will correspond back and forth until we can find a day and time that works best for both of us. Now, if you're new to my channel, you'll also need to know that I always start my readings off looking at the spiritual energy that is driving the situation, right? The energy that is influencing the situation. So that means the behaviorisms and habits of your person, whether they're sabotaging the relationship, why they're doing that. What is the spiritual energy? Spiritual energy is psychological and emotional. And again, when we have spiritual blocks, they are not just held in the body as stress, but they form behaviorisms and habits that block us from actually obtaining what it is that we want. So we're going to look at the hidden truths, which will tell us what your person really wants to happen within the relationship. But we look at the spiritual energy to see what's actually the cause of what is happening. All right. I hope I made that clear. And if I didn't, if the longer that you watch my videos, the more that you'll understand how I do readings. Because it's not so much about what's going to happen, though I do tell you what's going to happen. I like to look at the karmic themes. I like to look at the karmic wounds so that you can learn how to integrate your spiritual wounds and make them into spiritual gifts, and so that you can create balance within your situation. And so you can actually be able to go with the flow of what's happening instead of feel that you need to control it. Because whenever we try and control, we're acting from an emotional standpoint, and that emotion is usually fear, and we actually then push away what it is that we're trying to make happen for us, instead of actually able to just create what is happening for us. So it's, again, karma is the end result from what we do, right? So a behaviorism and a habit can actually create a lot of karma. And karma is the whole point of karma is to learn, to expand consciousness, to heal. So again, inferiority, especially if we're playing cards like inferiority, where we're feeling small, when we're feeling limited, when we're feeling not good enough. Now I'm feeling, Virgo, that you're attracted to someone that feels inferior to you. And that, again, they need to ground. They need to be in the moment. They're up in their head. They're thinking about the past. So this person feels inferior to you because they expected you to act a certain way and you didn't, is what I'm feeling. So you're in separation from this person. So again, this is energy is fluid, so this could be you, Virgo, or the person that you're connected to. For purposes to keeping a storyline, I'm going to say that it's your person, because that's what I'm feeling. Feels inferior. However, when you first met this person, they made you inferior. So at one time, your energies matched. However, I feel like you are evolving. Your person feels that you're evolving, moving past them. And that, when I say evolving, it means doing better in work, feeling good about yourself, because you're investing in yourself. And because you're investing in yourself, new situations, experiences, and people are coming towards you. So your person is feeling inferior because they expected you when this fell apart, this union fell apart, whether they walked away, because I feel like for some of you, they walked away because they didn't want to do work. They didn't want to give you what you were asking for. At one time, this person was very arrogant, I'm feeling, was very, and so now they're in a place where they're determined that they want to reconcile. They're determined to want to fix this. I feel like your person has a bad way of sabotaging their relationships because they go from feeling inferior, not good enough, to then being arrogant and having a big ego. So I'm feeling the person that you're connected to doesn't really have a good sense of identity, and they don't have a good sense of who they are because they have wounds from their childhood. Again, and asking to come into quantum koans, which is spirituality. So your person comes from a very logical, linear, analytical point of view, which is fact. It's based on what I see is what I know is what I believe, just the facts. And the facts are they don't have good relationships. The facts are they have a long history of bad relationships, which make them feel inferior. So before they even entered this relationship with you, they had that wound. However, again, I believe their connection to you is very spiritual, and they can feel that. So they're realizing the way that they handle relationships is not balanced. They don't get good results. They're starting to realize this. I don't think that they realized this before. And I'm feeling that because you handle things differently. They expected you to be upset for things to not work out. This card fell on the floor, which is overstimulated. So I'll keep it just because it fell, and I never believe in mistakes. So I'm feeling like your person has a lot of anxiety because they are seeing you for truly who you are now, where they didn't see you for who you are. They didn't see the spiritual connection before. They, again, were stuck in either keeping you in a lower, like looking at you as if you were less than and maybe almost inferior to them. And now they're seeing that they're inferior to you, and they're determined to fix it. And this is why I'm saying they need grounding. They need grounding. When a person needs grounding, it's because they're either in the future or they're stuck in the past. And this is what I feel with the person that you're connected to, Virgo, that they didn't treat you well. They, thought that you were less than. They, again, put themselves on a pedestal. Now they're seeing you for who you truly are. Now they feel inferior. So they have a lot of anxiety. That's why they're overstimulated. See, this is a past life connection. And that's just why I'm saying they feel that spiritual connection. So I feel like they can't just walk away. See, when relationships would just go bad because they're used to relationships not working out, they would just dispose of the relationship and go out with someone else. And they felt better. They're not able to let this relationship go. They feel bad for not treating you with the respect that they see that you really deserve now, but they never really gave you the time. So I'm kind of feeling like they're beating themselves up, which is why they feel inferior. So understand, a past life soulmate relationship, there's a sense of familiarity here. It's again, there's a very strong ESP connection through heart and mind, right? Because that's what ESP is. And so that connection has transcended time and space. So there's a lot of chemistry here, but understand it's for the purpose of spiritual learning, because when spirit brings two people together that has this much chemistry and there's a familiarity, then it's a lot of times to learn spiritual lessons. So at one time, Virgo, I feel like you didn't feel comfortable in yourself, and maybe people again perceived you as less than them. And now, like I said, people are starting to see you differently, including your past life connection. So let's see. Let's see. What deck do I want to use? Let's look at the wounds first. Let's see what they did. Because like I said, they undervalued this relationship. That's why they have anxiety, because they are like, oh, I didn't treat my Virgo very well, and that they're not here. And now I'm thinking about the consequences and I have anxiety. And I realize that this is a soul, this is my person, because again, that soulmate, they can feel they can feel that connection, but there's also that 3D connection that they've never had before. So it's so intense for them because they have a lot of wounds around relationships, and this is a real relationship that they can't walk away from. I feel like almost like your person never felt like they could fall in love, or that they felt almost like it felt like numb. So it didn't mean that they didn't date, but when they would date, they would focus more on the physical and less on the emotional. And this person doesn't feel comfortable with the emotions. And again, the soulmate past life relationship is the connection is emotional. So it's freaking your person out. So it's again troublemaker. So they would deliberately create problems in the relationship, like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, gaslighting, playing with your mind, playing games, treating you like all the rest of the other people that they've ever dated before, and really enjoying to cause destruction within the person that they were dealing with, because they feel inferior. That was way before they met you. So understand this person may not act inferior with all the other people that they dated, but being that they could like to create problems because again, I believe when they created problems emotionally, they would get off on it, because the person that they would act really controlling and emotionally, which would tell your person, oh, this person likes me, and would feed their ego. But they were not having deep relationships because they weren't really allowing themselves to open up. They were just triggering every person to give them. And I feel like you didn't fall for that, because you saw that they were just deliberately trying to trigger you, because they can't express their feelings. And because they don't express their feelings, I felt like, Virgo, you didn't really share much about your feelings. So they never knew where they stood with you. So this is why they would create problems. It's again out of tune. Like, it's again, your person feels like they're in their own world. They're a rebel without a cause. They feel like a misfit because they have a hard time connecting to people way before you. This person needs to heal their baggage. They need to heal themselves of their spiritual blocks that have occurred in themselves that prevent them from having deep, intimate relationships. And that means that they would have to do, obviously, learn how to work with their emotions. This person is also not emotionally intelligent at all. reckless. So it's again only considering themselves. This energies are all the same. Reckless, being thoughtless, okay, troublemaker, reckless and troublemaker, and out of tune. So the person feels inadequate. So they create a lot of problems with and drama within the relationship. I'm feeling for some of you, even like third parties, trying to bring in third parties, creating drama because this person doesn't create strong, deep, intimate connections. So what happens is if it doesn't go deep after a while, there's no real passion, right? So they kind of create like like a counterfeit type of passion, right? When there is it's caused from drama, but not really from a deep, intimate connection. So this is what this person discovered. They discovered, I don't have to give anything. I can make women or men, whoever, again, for some of you, again, take it as it resonates for you, that all I need to do is create a lot of drama. And whoever is connected, whoever wants to be with me is going to give me more. I never have to give more. So in the fact that I never have to give more, I'm never vulnerable. However, I never feel connected. I'm always in my own world. And I have to continue to act like a troublemaker and just, act like I don't really care. And reckless, not just within how I'm treating myself, but how I'm treating you. So whatever karma that they're creating, if you stay connected to them, then you're most likely going to inherit that karma because this person doesn't go deep enough within their relationship. So they continue jump around from relationship to relationship. And it creates a lot of drama amongst the people that they're fooling around with because it's again, they're dealing with lower emotional energy with people that are not healed or evolved, because if a person is healed, they would never be in a relationship with someone that plays head games, someone that, deliberately creates drama in order to get more. Someone that's of a higher consciousness would realize that this is not a good relationship. It would be more like a trauma bond relationship, which is also a past life relationship. And it's one that keeps you stuck in limitation, one that keeps you stuck in feeling like you're not lovable enough, one that makes you stuck in inferiority when really the person is inferior. And so they're inferior due to, again, not being able to be emotionally open, to not be able to have a deep, intimate connection. So again, playing a lot of games, and so that the person feels as if everyone desires them. So this is what they did. And so the triggers that it caused, because understand sometimes we can be in a relationship with someone and everything's fine and all of a sudden they get triggered and then they pull this shit, or now you get triggered and it's bringing up a wound and it's making you look at a wound that actually did not begin or start or develop because of this connection, but did from previous relationship. So it's again, the reason why this relationship has come to pass is mainly for healing and for evolutionary purposes, especially if it's a past life karmic. Trust, I feel very uneasy. Again, the person doesn't make you feel like you can trust them. So obviously, when we can't trust someone, it affects intimacy. It affects intimacy. So you may find that you say, well, why am I attracted to this person? Why am I in this relationship with this person? Well, because it's key, the energy of being with someone that doesn't make you feel comfortable, it might feel familiar, like doesn't feel uncomfortable enough for you. And that only means because you at one time lived around it. So that's number one. Number two, people that have intimacy issues, it a lot of times means that we can have deep connections with people that we don't know, but the moment that we get really, really close to someone, that we can no longer do it. So there was betrayal at one time in childhood. And so as a karmic theme, it tends to play out within our relationships. And again, as a person that only cares about themselves, as a person that doesn't care about our emotions, again, so we emotionally don't get what we need. So it's trust. And so some of you are connected to people that have children. So, or you have children and the children don't feel easy with or feel comfortable with your person because they can sense that you're not happy. So children can be influencing this relationship and blaming your partner or this person because you're not happy, and vice versa. So a lot of times we're willing to ignore certain things if we really try and make a relationship work out. But if something's off, our children are definitely going to let us know. And if they are, that's definitely going to trigger your person, because your person here, like I said, this isn't for everyone because everyone does not have children, but for those that do, for the selected few that do, that again, the children are going to bring out more inferiority in your person, because remember, they try to keep you in a place of limitation. And, if your kids see that you're unhappy and that you're not getting something, of course, they're going to blame the person that is supposed to be making you happy, your connection. And so it almost makes your person feel like they have less power, less control, because your person has a problem with intimacy and they want to dominate. They want to control the relationship and they don't want to give anything. That's how you know that they need healing. Illusion. I was living under the illusion that this was going to be perfect. I let myself down. So again, this happens a lot of times with these past life soul connections. They feel like home. There's a familiarity. There's so much passion. There's a sense of that they're your person before you really even know, because of that ESP connection, because of that energetics, that spiritual connection. So it's very common. So the relationship goes really fast. And before you got a chance to know this person is what I feel. And because that happened, it almost it definitely broke the illusion of who they were, because it went fast and you can only stay at that level for so long, that passion. The times when you're seeing their hot mess and when they're acting in, out, and uncertain and creating a lot of drama. So in order for you, after a while, you see that because you were giving and giving and giving, and this person wasn't giving anything except for a lot of drama. So again, you were caught up in the connection of what you felt it should have been, what it could have been, what the potential would be if this person healed. And it's karmic. So could they heal? Well, first of all, they'd have to want to heal. That's number one. And number two, you would have to hold to a certain standard. Like, again, past life connections are all about karma, which means learn. It means do something different. So this person never displayed that they wanted a commitment, even though they came across passionately, even though they might have said all the right words. Their behavior showed you that they were not ready to do that. So you would have had to, again, cut the relationship off. And I feel like you did, but you did after the illusion of who they were was broken and after they created trouble in your life. And so this is why they have anxiety. And to be honest with you, Virgo, I think you have a little anxiety too of being like, well, if they come back, I still have this connection for them, but I don't really trust them. There's all these wounds here. So that's the dilemma a lot of times. Now our heart and our head are arguing because our heart wants one thing and our head knows something else. And so if it's a past life connection, it's a very strong connection. So there's a sense of, can I trust myself? And so what's some advice? Let's see. Instinct. Trust your instincts. Again, you can trust your intuition. And so if you know that you want to be with this person, it's to create the appropriate structure for it, because trust can happen over time. So if this person came in being truthful to you, you know, you'd have to be able to trust your instincts on it. You'd set boundaries. You'd have to, again, be very, not very dependable, not depend on this person for all your emotional fulfillment. So that doesn't mean that you cheat. It means that you have to fill your own glass, you know, make your life fun and full and with passionate things by doing what you love, by interacting with people that you love, by surrounding yourself with, again, people and situations and experiences that you want to experience that are going to raise your vibration, that are going to feed you energetically, emotionally, because this person is already coming in where they're not strong and they weren't strong. Even though they played all these games and they came across as arrogant, they were not strong. They were trying to make you feel inferior because they're inferior. That's why they wanted to have the upper hand. So again, you have to be able to use your instinct with this person, but you also have to be balanced, because the thing that you know, yeah, I can talk, but that they are determined to try and make it work. And you'd have to actually be able to relax so that you can listen to the divine inside. Because a lot of times, soulmate, twin flame relationships, past life relationships are not bad. It's, again, there's a reason why we're hot for them, for that person. There's a reason why we have such an intense connection, because it's a divine connection. And it depends on how you deal with the situation, which is going to be your karma. So if you seem relaxed and not stressed out, you are able to act intuitively. You'll be able to, again, set appropriate boundaries. Security. And also this is talking about having your own security. So again, that's about filling your cup up all the way so that it overflows, so that this connection, while you're seeing whether it's going to work out or not, that you're making sure that you're creating the structure for yourself that makes you feel secure. Because again, inferiority means that you don't feel secure. This person does not feel secure in himself. So it's, again, it's not so much that anyone can make you feel insecure. They can only make you feel insecure if you are insecure. So in order to feel secure, like I said, you're going to create the security for yourself. You're gonna say, well, if I have to create the security for myself, why am I with them? Well, again, you're attracting this person for that particular reason, to realize that no one is supposed to bring you your security or your happiness, that you're supposed to do that for yourself. That person can enhance it. Your relationship can, but if you're going to be codependent, which I believe all past relationships for your person were codependent, which is why they feel inferior to relationships and why if they don't work, why they don't like relationships, because they don't want that type of relationship, but they always wind up in that relationship because they don't feel good about themselves. So they always come in over giving, always doing, and trying to become the security for someone else, but then never really wanting to play that part. So if you know how they are and you create it for yourself, well, then they can't manipulate you. They have to come in correct. Inner voice. This is talking about, again, listening to your intuition. That's the thing. A lot of times we intuitively know, but we let our emotions get the best of us. And again, what we want it to be instead of what it is. So you're going to have to be really honest with yourself. And part of you wants to give this a chance. I mean, the majority, I'm sure that there's some of you that don't want to give this person a chance after the bullshit. However, for those of you that do, a lot of times it's not about yes or no, it's about finding your balance in the situation, because it's otherwise you can say, oh no, I don't want to have this person in my life, but then like emotionally not be able to not have them in your life and continually go back and forth, and then lose all of respect and credibility because you're not keeping to your word. You're saying, I don't want to be with you because life is hard, but I can't stay away from you. So situations where your heart and your mind fight, this is the type of situation that it is, you need to find your balance. This person has a bad way of, again, either being arrogant or feeling inferior. They're never coming from a place of truth because, again, they feel as if they have to be someone. They have a lot of different, because their relationships don't never work out. They're basing this relationship on all past relationships. So it's, again, they're all over the place. They need to listen to their inner voice and not be codependent. Also, realizing that their security, whether that's emotional security or financial security, whatever it is, that they need to create that for themselves in order to not continue a codependent cycle. And their instincts would tell them, but they need to also be able to relax. There's a lot of mirroring energy here, Virgo, for different reasons. Nevertheless, this person made you feel inferior because they felt inferior. You need to ground because they were making you not feel good about themselves. Now they need to ground because of how they treated you. You both need to relax because, again, there is love here because this is again, past life connection. However, your person needs to come in correct. And what needs to be healed is really trust. Trust that they can show up correct and be consistent, and where you're not looking over your shoulder all the time, and trust in the fact that they're allowed to have their process without you judging them based on past situations on how they acted, which is what it looks like to me. In order for this relationship to work, visions, okay, it's because it's, again, I do believe that you are intuitive. And so you will be led. And also you need to keep a vision in your mind of exactly the type of relationship that you want. Your vision for your relationship is actually your intention. So that's part of it too. It's knowing what you want and living your life in alignment with what you want. Because if this person really wants to be with you, eventually they will follow suit. That's really what spirit is saying. And if this person isn't, you will draw in somebody that is. Because right now, I feel like the vision that you have is a lot of fear due to what they've done to you before. So everyone has a lot of anxiety here. So you both really, in order for this relationship to work, need to have the right vision, the right intention for this relationship. Whoops. Okay. So affluent. So this talks again about a healthy life, by not being codependent, by not being dependent on anyone, by being able to stand on your own 2 feet, having them be able to stand on their own 2 feet, being in a relationship together, but without being codependent. So like there seems to be a lot of energy from the past relationships that were codependent. You were codependent, Virgo, then where you were the fixer, the healer, the helper. Your person was codependent in all their relationships. And now everybody is afraid that they're not going to be happy, because when we're codependent, we lose part of ourselves. So what this message keeps saying is, this is a past life soulmate relationship. You both have mirroring wounds. Past relationships were not handled properly. They've always been codependent. Now, whether they've played out the same, no, they played out differently. You acted differently, they acted differently, nevertheless, still codependent. So in order to not be codependent, this is all about creating yourself, learning to have balance. By you create your life, you make sure that you're affluent, you make sure that you can stand on your own 2 feet, you make sure that you're independent, you make sure that you create your own security. And then the vision that you have for yourself is not, I have to do everything for this relationship. It's the fact that you are doing it for you, they're doing it for themselves, and then you have a relationship that is all about equal give and take, reciprocity. It's in past relationships, the reason why there's so much drama here is because your person has never been in an equal relationship. So this is why they play games. They come in and they play games where they're like, I don't want to give anything anymore. However, that doesn't mean that you should inherit this, because I feel, Virgo, you're someone that says, well, I never really get what I need emotionally. I never get what's due. So when we look at the karmic theme that plays out, when we're in codependent relationships, they're usually the same type of theme that continues to play out. So one where your person is like, well, I don't want to lose myself and give everything, and we're emotionally manipulated, so I'm not going to give anything. And Virgo, you're like, well, the old me would have given and given and given and given, and tried to repair this relationship and always come up short. I'm not doing that. So this relationship is a lot of times when we really are passionate about somebody, we figure out a way to make it work. So I want to just look at the advice of what the universe tells us, and see what your soulmate actually, again, what they think, what they're going to do. But what does the universe say? Okay, follow your dreams. So it's again, the universe saying, go for it. This is not yes or no, it's find your balance, because you already know what you want. There's a sense of not believing you can have what you want, but this is a karmic situation, which means Do something different. Learn from did you learn from your past? You're getting this experience so that you can, again, do it differently so you can actually get what you want. Moving forward fearlessly, again, but by being strong, by also being independent, by not being codependent, by, again, now let's see what the hidden truths are about them. Because like I said, feeling like they did all this stuff and there's a part of them that does want the relationship, but let's see what the hidden truths are. And there's parts of you that want the relationship. And if you want the relationship, you'd have to, again, be confident in yourself. We will be together again. So it's, again, they feel, again, that you're going because they feel the connection is still there. They haven't been able to break that past life connection, and they won't be able to. And you wouldn't be able to either until you integrated the spiritual lesson, until you learned the lesson. And right now, it's like you're both want it, but are afraid, is what I'm feeling. But realize that because you both want it and you both can still feel each other through that ESP connection, through the 3D, you're still connected. There's a sense of, well, maybe we were just on a break, or maybe we needed to take a break, but I know that, like, because I'm still thinking about you and I still have feelings for you, that we'll be together again. And this is, you and I were too young at the time. So they're chalking it up to, again, I'm feeling like, well, they're past relationships, they're not really knowing what they wanted. Again, just getting out of a bad relationship. I even feel like for some of you, they were still attached or connected to one of their relationships when they met you. So it wasn't really the right time. However, I love you, which knew that, because again, this is a past life connection, the passion, the unconditional love is what is making this bond grow stronger and stronger and stronger. And the reason why is because it is a divine union. It's just one that's brought together for spiritual evolution, to heal codependency in this story. So they do love you, even though it looks crazy sometimes when a person plays a lot of head games. But we see why they did it. Again, if you're always in codependent relationships, understand codependent relationships 9 times out of 10 will play out as really toxic connections, because there's a lot of anger and just no one's supposed to be codependent. It's very draining. And after a while, there's always one person that's not happy. So the other person usually suppresses their feelings just to deal with the other person in order for the relationship to work. And your person doesn't want to do that anymore. But I feel like they're the ones that always had to suppress what they feel to give who they were with. And then emotionally, they didn't get what they needed. So they would, again, have these relationships where they would just try and get the person to give everything to them. It made them feel safe, but it caused a lot of problems in this relationship. You bring out the best in me. I'm a better partner because of you. I want to cherish you forever. So they realize that you are making them a better person because you hold yourself to a certain standard. And because they have unconditional love for you, and they can't control this love because you can't manipulate unconditional love, you can't make it into what you want it to be. There's a sense of, you do make them a better person because you're making them, again, look at their actions, be different, and become a better version of themselves. And then they get to see the results, not just to have a better, loving, deep intimate connection with someone that they truly love, but actually within their life. Because by being a better version of themselves, they're getting in alignment with their true self, which creates abundance in our lives when we walk our truth, when we are loving who we are. And we can love who we are a lot more when we're actually seeing the benefits of it manifest within our life. And I've never met someone like you. You're special. Please have patience with me because I'm still learning. So again, this relationship has made them like want to be a better version. It doesn't mean that they are be able to like heal overnight. No, but unconditional love allows us to be patient, allows us to be more forgiving, allows us to be compassionate, allows us to cultivate the lessons that come with learning unconditional love. So this person is seeing that they can be loved and have what they love without creating the drama. And you too get to see that that person loves you enough to actually change, to give you what you want. They just didn't know how to do it. So I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know whether you resonated with this message. And if you did, let me know. And if you want to win that reading, give me a like, comment, again, the word in your comment bar, and subscribe to the channel. And you'll know if I chose you if you see the word winner underneath your comment. Now to get that word again, because I'm not, I think it was quantum koans was the word that I chose. This is the word that you're gonna write in your description box. And if you can't remember that word for whatever reason, you can always use the default word, which is healer. All right, guys, I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.